In the high-velocity world of squash, there is no room for hesitation. It's a sport played at the speed of thought. Inside a glass box, where every ball is a weapon and every second is a battle for territory. While many athletes spend decades mastering this complex geometry of speed, one name has disrupted the global hierarchy even before reaching adulthood. At just 14, she was the youngest athlete to represent India at the Commonwealth Games. But don't let the age fool you. This is a fighter who doesn't just play the game. She dictates its pulse. From the British Junior Open to the Asian Games podium, she has turned the glass court into her personal kingdom. This is the story of Anahat Singh, a force of nature on a journey truly made for gold.
That's obviously everyone's main goal. It's to get an Olympic medal, and yeah, I mean, now that it's actually in the Olympics, like before this, it didn't really seem realistic. Like Commonwealth was the biggest major games you could play, and Olympics wasn't in the picture at all. But now that it's there, that's of course getting a gold, not just any medal, getting a gold at the Olympics is definitely my dream. I started playing when I was 8 years old. I used to play badminton for a few years when I was 6. So I started playing at a really early age. I loved playing different sports always, and yeah, I played badminton and squash for a couple of years together, but my elder sister Amira, who was a squash player at the time, I went with her for a few practice sessions and a few tournaments, and I traveled with her, and yeah, I realized that I wanted to take sports up professionally, and to do that I couldn't play 2 sports at the same time, so I realized I had to drop one of them, and I loved badminton and squash the same amount, so it took some time for me to figure out. But
every masterpiece has a surprising first sketch. For Anahat, the dream didn't start with a squash racket. It started with a shuttlecock. Inspired by the legendary PV Sindhu, she began as a badminton prodigy. But destiny had other plans. It was the rhythmic echo of her sister Amira's squash practice that pulled her towards the glass walls. The transition was serendipitous. Initially, it was a matter of convenience for her parents, Gursharan and Tani, to have both daughters in the same spot. But Anahat brought something unique from the badminton court. An uncanny hand-eye coordination and lethal volleys that left opponents stranded. She soon realized that while she enjoyed the shuttle, she owned the court. By age 8, the shift was complete. A badminton fan became India's greatest squash hope.
Anahat, she was like very sporty since she was a kid when she was 3 or 4 years old. My husband and I both love sports. I think saw one of the tournaments where she saw PV Sindhu or Saina Nehwal, and there was Carolina Marin used to come, all those, the top badminton players. And she was like, I want to play badminton. And she was really young, and we never used to take her seriously. And then just to force us to make her play, we bought her a badminton racket and all, ki maid ke saath khelegi or something like that. But she used to go and then keep on hitting it against the wall inside the house. And if we wouldn't pay heed to her, she'd go and hit it on our heads also. She was just so convinced that she wanted to play, and she was trying to, every time we come back from work, she's like, Mama, Papa, I want to play and all that. Then finally, when she was around 5, I tried to take her, and she was always very petite and small. So I tried to take her for training to City Fort. And they said that she's just too young and she can't play. I took her again, and I just told that person at the counter saying that she's 6 years old, though she was 5, that she's 6 years old, at least try and make her play one day. see if she's too young, if you feel she's not listening or something, then I'll take her. But he says, okay, we'll try for a few days. And after that, I kept sending her with the maid and I never went back. And it was almost 6-8 months after that. We got a call from the coach and he was like, I think you need to pull her out of school because she's pretty, good at what she's doing. Have you ever watched her play? And we were like, it was like a hobby for her. So we were like, no, we're going to work, coming back in the evening. We've never watched. They said, why don't you come watch? And when we saw her play, we were a little shocked. And like she was like, she was looking like, it was not like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old playing. So then we asked her when she was around 8 or 9 that you have to choose one sport. And then she chose squash.
Squash is often called physical chess. It requires the lungs of a marathon runner and the tactical mind of a grandmaster. For Anahat, the court is a canvas of angles. Where others see a solid wall, she sees a launch pad for a deceptive drop shot. Where others feel the crushing weight of fatigue, she finds a second wind.
I think squash is it's a very fast-paced game. It's very physical and if you say, for example, tennis and badminton, it's like the opponents are on two sides of the net, but in squash, it's like you're in the same area, so it gets a lot more physical, there's a lot more contact, and you need to really figure out what shot you have to hit at the exact time, so you need to have really good reflexes as well, and the understanding of the court and everything. So I think, it's very different to other sports. There's not much which is like you're in physical contact with the other opponents. It's like that in football, I guess it's like that in basketball, but in a racket sport, having something like this, it's not very common. So I think that's something that really stood out to me because as a kid, I was always extremely energetic. I used to be running around all the time, and playing squash, obviously I used to get really tired. So it was something that really brought the energy out of me, and it's something that I just love doing all the time.
Her rise hasn't just been rapid, it's been revolutionary. In 2024 alone, she captured 9 PSA Challenger titles, a feat of dominance rarely seen in the modern era.
To be honest, I don't really think too much about it. I mainly just focus on, playing well and not looking out of the court much. But sometimes it just happens even if you try not to, and that pressure does build up, especially when you're playing team events and when there's 3 other people who are also riding on you and making and want you to win as well. So it's not that you're just winning for yourself, you're winning for the 3 other people in the team and also for the country. And there's definitely a little bit more of pressure when you're playing like that. But when you're playing like an individual match or an individual tournament, it's very, very different. For me, I don't really try to take too much pressure because I feel like that spoils my game a little bit. Then I'm not able to play how I'm supposed to be, and then I'm not, then I'm not going to end up winning, or I'll play badly. So I feel like for me, it doesn't really work out, and I try as much as I can to not think about what's my expectations are, what other people think that I'm going to get out of it, and just focus on taking it one step at a time and making sure that I can at least win the match. And I think the fact that I don't really like to give up, even if I'm 2-0 down and I have barely any chance of winning, and I still try my best. I don't just let the match go, and even if I'm still able to get a few points, you never know what can happen in the match, and I just try to give my 100% in every single point that I play.
Her game is a masterful blend of technical precision and raw, youthful fearlessness. Whether it's a punishing drive to the back or a soft flick at the front, she isn't just competing against opponents, she's rewriting the record books with every lunging return.
Match khatam ho gaya, jeete ya haare. Let's get back. What does she need to eat? How does she need to recover for the next day? If there's a next day, if it's the finals, then there's not that worry. But otherwise, haar ya jeeto, because the tournaments are ongoing, training is ongoing, is first my thing honestly is that once she gets out of court, let's get home or to the hotel, let's recover what she needs to eat, if there's a physio needed and all that stuff. That's my first thing. So my first thing is not, oh my God, jeet gayi ya haar gayi. And then once that is sorted out, it's like, okay, great, you won. And it's amazing. And if it's the final and she's won the tournament, we normally just tell her, okay, enjoy for the next few days, because then again, go back to you have to start focusing only on your like training or the next tournament, because you can't delve so much on a loss or a win. If you've lost, you have to get out of it very fast and see what you went wrong. Uske बारे में बात करो, figure it out, and next day, let's improve on that. And if you won also, you still have many more things to do. So it's just like that 24 hours you'll enjoy. Even now, जैसे World Cup जीते, I mean, जब जीत गए, I mean, up to the win, there's a lot of excitement. And the moment the medal ceremony is done, everything is done, it's like, okay, now I want to sleep.
To be a prodigy is to carry the weight of a nation's expectations on teenage shoulders. Watch her step into the tee, the center of the court.
That's still something I'm working on. My coaches say that I'm not on the tee enough, which is something that's really lacking in my game. Like I said, it's the middle of the court, so of course, to make sure that you're able to reach every ball, it's very important for you to be in the middle and dominate, because that's also what puts pressure on the other opponent when you pick up every single ball or you're there to reach every single shot. I think that's something that puts a lot of pressure on the other person, and that's what takes them away from their game plan. But I'm not the best at it, to be honest. It's still one of my main aims. That's something that I've been working on for the last couple of months, and it's one of the most important parts of the game as well.
There's no trace of the 17-year-old student juggling board exams and training sessions. There is only a calm, lethal focus. Training for Anahat is a relentless pursuit of agility, refining the reflexes that allow her to reach the unreachable.
I mean, if I have school and I'm not able to spend too much time on court, then I just play for like 2 hours in a day, 1 hour squash and then 1 hour's gym or like movement work. And if I have like the weekend or holidays or I'm out training with my coach, then I spend a little bit more time playing on court, because I prioritize that a little bit more, because I focus a little bit more on my shots rather than my physicality. But yeah, as the years are going on, because the last couple of years I couldn't really work too much in the gym because they said it's not really recommended when you're quite young. So yeah, I mean, now that I'm getting slightly older and I'm playing more of the senior events as well, that's something I'm focusing more on, working in the gym, improving my movement, and like you said, also dominating the tee and being there. And
behind the trophies lies a grueling routine of discipline and sacrifice. While her peers were discovering leisure,
Asian Games, which like she was like so young, but she got to Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, where she got to play with the seniors, and I mean that is a totally different, thing where you have all these other top athletes. I mean, she met PV Sindhu, who was like somebody she looked up at too, and also like Saurabh Ghoshal, Joshna, Deepika. Like she grew up, watching them play, and they were all alive and like right there playing next to her. So those moments were always special, and somehow, she's got to experience that, be with those athletes at a very young age, which actually has helped her learn and, perform better and just become a more complete athlete, which she has a lot to learn still.
every tactical boast and every scream of victory is a step towards a singular destination. As squash prepares for its grand debut on the Olympic stage in Los Angeles 2028. Anahat Singh stands at the threshold of history. She's no longer just a rising star. She's the sun around which the future of Indian squash revolves.
Because you won. Gold is you won, right? And it's like you got into the final and you made all that effort. So a loss in the final is like quite a big blow. If you win in the earlier rounds, you still know, okay, fine, you know, next time I'll work harder and do it. But you've reached the finals, you read that, you know, made all that effort, you worked really hard. So winning a gold is obviously, you know, that much more important for your confidence, for like just the effort that you made. So when the national anthem plays and you won and you played for the team, and even now in the World Cup they won and the national anthem was playing, I mean, it's, you know, it's like a different high. It's like the feeling is, you can't describe that feeling.
She carries the fire of a champion and the humility of a lifelong student. A leader on the court, an inspiration of it. The world is watching the glass court, and in the center of it all is a girl who was born to lead, born to conquer, and destined to shine.
I've not really had, until now, I've not had too many moments where the national anthem's been playing, but yeah, I mean, it's a very different feeling, especially being an athlete when you're playing for your country. And when our t-shirts, when they get printed, it's not with our names on the back, it's with India written, and it's very different than when you're playing an individual tournament. And when you're playing for India, the pride and the pressure, and when you win, the happiness that you feel is not the same as what you would if you're playing just another tournament in like the professional circuit. It's very, very different. And I mean, I've played at the Asian Games and we got the medals there, and it's obviously, like I said, it's one of the best moments of my squash career, and I think that's just gonna always stick. If anyone ever asks me what like the best moment for you has been, I don't think my answer will ever be like the British Open or the World Juniors, because that's something that you're playing for yourself. And I think the answer is always going to be something where you end up playing for your country and where the national anthem is playing after you get the medal.
She is the prodigy of the court. She's the heartbeat of a nation. She is Anahat Singh. And she is undeniably made for gold.